Robin Scott, controller of Radio 1 and 2, one of his critics in opposition, James Thomas, television and radio critic of the Daily Express. James Thomas.
Well, one of his critics, yes. Must be many. I want to get this quite clear. I don't want to deprive anybody of these mindless babblings and this witless wit. I just think it shouldn't be on the BBC. We're all used to Caroline and all these pirate stations, and I suppose if you want to listen to this nonsense shouting at you like a maniac ant in the corner of the room all day, that's fine, so long as I don't have to listen to it, and so long as many others don't either. But the thing that really worries me is that the BBC should have been bulldozed, rather stupidly in my view, into this because they said there was a demand. Of course there's a demand. There's always enough people who don't think who want something like this. But the BBC's job is clearly laid down and always was. And the BBC's job is to lead and not to follow. And you cannot lead by putting on hours and hours and hours of what is, we must all admit, a great deal of rubbish most of the time. And I think that we should therefore have commercial radio. I was all for commercial radio coming in. Let them get on with it. But this is not the BBC's job.
Robin?
Well, the fact is, James, I think I know some of your views about this. We haven't got commercial radio. And in the interim, we were asked to do something quite new, something in a sense to replace the pirates. After all, it's a bit of a spoil sport attitude to say that it shouldn't be on the air because for some reason or other it's a bad thing. I don't think pop music is a bad thing at all. I think it gives a lot of people a great deal of pleasure. And I don't think that you can categorize types of music as being good or bad. At that rate, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony is good, and a track from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Band is bad. But this is, in fact, not the case at all.
I just want people to be able to hear Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
But they can, James, and for many years they've been able to do this on the music program. The fact is that they've not had the opportunity to hear pop in a pretty continuous way in the daytime, at any rate, on a BBC network. And I think this opportunity we have all welcomed and we've seized it. I don't think that's a bad thing.
And what you've seized is a perfect copy of the pirate radios. Now, if you think they're successful because they're based on American methods of high-pressure selling to people, and I'm very surprised that the BBC, with its 40-odd years of superiority in broadcasting, has fallen for this. The inanities of people like the early morning disc jockeys, the midday people, the late night people. Our young people aren't all in the zigga-zagga generation, and they don't need it. You can't see this. They want pop music. I like pop music, and I'm 32. But I don't want that trash behind it.
Well, sorry, can I ask this question first? First of all, the pirate stations, certainly one or two of them, the more successful ones, did in fact copy American formats. We have not slavishly copied American formats as such.
But you copied the pirates, and therefore you
No,
copied
I've
the
not
Americans.
actually copied the pirates. Pop music, the content of the programs is in fact more varied than on any of the pirate stations. This
But
is in
the
sense of
background
virtue
noise
as a
is
necessity.
exactly the same.
Well, this is if you consider that pop is all the same, which I don't, frankly. I think there's enormous variety in pop. I think that pop is developing. It is at a stage in development at the moment, which is very interesting indeed, that the music being provided for popular consumption now is far better than it's ever been. We've at least moved away from the era when just the smoochy ballad was...
Francisco in a day and watch Flowers in the Rain. It's all day long, isn't it?
It's not all day long, actually, because we keep a pretty good check on this, and it never exceeds 5 or 6 times. But
It feels like it.
it may feel like it, but in fact, on a format station, you would get it far more often than that.
Mr. Scott, I think Radio 1, you've got a winner there.
Thank you very much.
Can't you possibly separate the two? I don't like pop groups, I don't like flower people, but I have to listen to them. Why? Why can't you run two separate channels?
I would
get up
love-
at
yeah.
I get up in the morning at 5:30 and I'm told all I need is love. I don't need anything like that because I've got to go to work anyway.